even from my sickbed. Even if you are going to lower me into the grave and I feel something is going wrong, I will get up. I am often accused of interfering in the private lives of citizens. Yes, if I did not. Had I not done that, we wouldn't be here today. And I say without the slightest remorse that we wouldn't be here. We would not have made economic progress if we had not intervened on very personal matters. Who your neighbor is, how you live, the noise you make, how you spit, or what language you use. We decide what is right. Never mind what the people think. The task of the government is to make it easy for people to do good and difficult to do evil. In multiracial societies, you don't vote in accordance with your economic interests and social interests. You vote in accordance with race and religion. The acid test of any country is whether they can put their best man for the job as the head of government, not whether they have elections. I do not yet know of a case where a society has been successful in achieving both development and democratization within a short period of time. The final test of a leader is that he leaves behind him in other men the conviction and the will to carry on. The entrepreneur is essentially a visualizer and actualizer. He can visualize something, and when he visualizes it, he sees exactly how to make it happen. In international relations, you do not behave in a way that's different from what you are. I am not going to be the one who draws the line between what is acceptable and what is not. But I know that if you are going to have harmonious societies, you must not allow too many exclusions. You know, the cure for all this talk is really a good dose of incompetent government. I am not against democracy, but I suspect any system where the demand is infinite and the supply is finite. We decide what is right. Never mind what the people think. I have no regrets. I have spent my life, so much of it, building up this country. There's nothing more that I need to do. At the end of the day, what have I got? A successful Singapore. What have I given up? My life. You begin as an idealist and then you become a realist. I have been accused of many things in my life, but not even my worst enemy has ever accused me of being afraid to speak my mind. We have to lock up people without trial, whether they are communists, whether they are language chauvinists, whether they are religious extremists. If you don't do that, the country would be in ruins. A society that does not have religious differences will invent other differences to hate. If you are a troublemaker, it's our job to politically destroy you. Put it this way. As long as J.B. Jeyaretnam stands for what he stands for, a thoroughly destructive force, we will knock him. Everybody knows that in my bag I have a hatchet, and a very sharp one. You take me on, I take my hatchet. We meet in the cul-de-sac. We, the citizens of Singapore, must build an inclusive society. That means a society where all citizens, regardless of race, language, or religion, have a sense of belonging and can participate meaningfully in the progress of the nation. Singapore must never be an island of excellence in a sea of underdevelopment. I always tried to be correct, not politically correct. If you can't convince them, confuse them. To understand Singapore, you've got to start off with an improbable story, and that is, life is improbable. Nobody owes me a living. But I am a lucky man, and I have much to be thankful for. First, I have the good fortune to be a Singaporean. Second, I have the good fortune to be able to contribute to building a new nation. I have never been over-concerned or obsessed with opinion polls or popularity polls. I think a leader who is a weak leader. I'm not saying that everything I did was right, but everything I did was for an honorable purpose. What I fear is complacency. When things always become better, people tend to want more for less work. We must continue to be a meritocratic society, one that judges each citizen by his own merit. I am not anti-West, but I cannot allow the Singapore system to be diluted by too many foreigners who do not share our values.